In today's lesson, we're going to talk about bar graphs.
We're going to have the test and then the...
Bar graphs are useful because they allow us to see trends in data and compare data over time easily. Mr. Hutton tracks the number of trick-or-treaters he has at his house each year. So here's the bar graph. So we can see from 2016 to 2023. And we see the bars are very big from 2016 to 2021. And they're a lot smaller in 2022 and 2023. So what trend do we see in the data? Well, that is kind of the trend, but we'll write it out. So part A, we'll say anywhere from there's high numbers 240 to 310 for the first 6 years. That's not how I spell years. So I'm just going to do over here for the first 6 years. And then low numbers 50 to 70 for the final 2 years. Whenever we look at a graph, a graph tells us a story. Okay? Now, part B is interesting. What could explain the data in 2020? And just so we're clear, 2020 is right here. What could explain the data in 2020? So, part B, COVID. And numbers went down, but not like incredibly down, but still a little bit of a bump. And that's, you know, people were really nervous about COVID. So they might have made different plans and maybe just went to loved ones' houses and not gone all over. Part C says, predict the number of kids in 2024. How many kids do you think there'd be in about 2024? 70. You say about 70? Okay. And what's that based on? Okay, it went up by 10 here. So you're saying if it's at 50, then it's up to 60, you're gonna say it's gonna go up by 10 again. Cool. So 70 and I'll just say it goes up by 10. Up by 10. Okay, so next example, here we go. Chloe plays guitar in the evening. The time she practices is given in the table below. And we want to draw a bar graph. And we want to include scales and labels on each axis. So each week, it has the number of hours she plays here. So when we make the bar graph, and this is where it's a little trickier, we have to take a look at how many numbers we have here. It goes up to 6, okay? It goes up to 6. So then what I need to do is I need to look at how many grid squares are there from here to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay. 10, 15, 20. So there's 20 grid squares here. So I'm not just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and have all this dead space right here. Okay? So what am I going to go up by? 2 would be okay, but I'd still finish up here. I still have this dead space here. 3. So we're going to go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these, we need to label what these numbers mean. These are weeks, or the week, okay? So when we make a graph, it doesn't matter what kind of graph we make, but the scale has to go up by the same amount. And it has to go up consistently. So if every 3 grid squares we go up by 1, that's our scale, okay? So that's our scale. Now, the highest amount of studying she does in a week is 20. How many grid squares are there going up? What's that? No. How many grid squares are there going up? 20. So if we have to go up to 20, and we have 20 grid squares, what does each grid square go up by? 1, right? Yeah, this is really easy for us. we could just go up by 1. We don't want to pick a goofy number either. We don't want to go up by like 1.3 or 2.76, okay? And we can use our calculator to help us if we need to, but we always round up to a nice number. But this one's really easy. Like if the maximum was 40, then we would go up by 2s so that we would get up to 40 at the end. But because it goes up to 20, this couldn't be much easier. So I'm just going to go 5, 10, 15, 20. And I'm not going to write down each number because that will take up too much time and it's going to look cluttered. But every grid square represents 1 hour, okay? So this represents the hours that Chloe studies. So we're going to go ahead and, well, not studies, I guess, but practices. Hours practiced. So remember, when we make our graphs, we need our scales and we need the labels. And the labels tell us what the numbers mean, okay? So once we have our scales and our labels, then we can start creating our bars. So in week 1, how much does she practice? 12. So with our rulers, and I'm going to apologize, to you because I don't know how well this is going to look compared to yours. But if we're going to go up to 12, I don't want a line. Maybe I do. No, I don't want a line. I'm going to try and see if I can draw a bar, if I can, or a rectangle. Let's see if I can do that. If we go up to 12, you want to draw something like this with your ruler, okay? So that's why we have our ruler. So draw nice straight lines and shade it in. And I'll shade mine in to show you just shade it in nicely like this. That's for week 1. All the way up to 16. And then all the way up to 14 for the third one. All bars should be the same width. Then we go up to 20 for the fourth one. And then we go down to 8 for 5. And we stay at 8 for once more. We're just going to go up to 8 here. So we're going to go ahead and shade these. There we go. The follow-up question here in question B. What might explain what's happening in weeks 5 and 6? What do you think?
Busy.
What's that?
Busy.
She's busy with other things?
Yeah.
Okay, great. That's possible. Yep.
Oh yeah.
She is busy with other things. And we add this, has less time to play guitar.